Hi, I'm Mark Safe, and over the next series of lessons, I'll teach you about one of the most important concepts in no-limit hold'em tournaments, how the size of your chip stack and those of your opponents determine which hands you should play and how you should play them. Some of the specific items we'll cover include how the number of big blinds in your stack determines how you should play specific hands before the flop, and how the size of your stack determines which hands you should and shouldn't play. Let's look at an example hand, say the ace-9 of spades. This hand can be played in three ways, depending on the size of your chip stack and those of your opponents. If you're playing with a short stack, something around 15 big blinds or less, and an opponent makes a standard pre-flop raise in late position, you may want to move all in, as it's likely that you're holding the best hand in this particular spot. If, on the other hand, both you and your opponent are playing with deep stacks, say 50 or more big blinds each, you are probably better off just calling in this spot and seeing what the flop looks like. If you flop a big hand, like the nut flush draw, trips, or even two pair, you can then proceed in the hand with the hope of getting paid off. Finally, let's say you and your opponent both have medium-sized stacks of between 20 and 35 blinds each. Now, when your opponent raises pre-flop, your best course of action is to fold your hand unless you have a very specific read on this particular opponent. Why fold? Because playing your hand in this spot can be very dangerous and expensive if you only catch a piece of the flop, like top pair, for example. Without a lot of chips behind you, it's easy to commit yourself to a pot with a marginal holding, and if your opponent is equally stacked, you're going to have a hard time pushing him off his hand if he's caught any decent piece of the flop.